The sweet feeling of finishing your Animal Crossing island just to tear it down and start it all over again. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Payton. It is nice to meet you, it is nice to see you, and welcome to the corner. I cannot believe the day is finally among us, but I have finally completed my neon Halloween, my neon spooky, whatever the heck you want to call it, my neon island that I started a few months ago. We are finally at the end. I struggled with this island so much, more than I struggled with any other island, because it was my first time restarting, so I didn't have my big inventory of all my stuff. And also during this time of working on this island, I finally started experimenting with other games on my channel, so I did experience some Animal Crossing burnout, as I'm sure a lot of you guys may have as well. So while I loved working on this island, I was really excited to kind of speedrun through the end of it, so I could get started on my new theme, which I'm very excited about. In case you're curious as to what the new theme is gonna be, you're going to have to check out my stream this evening, unless you're watching in the future, then it's not this evening and you could just click on it. But you're gonna have to check out my stream tonight to see what the new theme is. But before we can start our brand new island, we must first say a farewell and give a tour to Boogie Bay, my neon Halloween island. But before we get into it, please be sure to click the lovely little like button, as well as subscribe for more cozy, chaotic content like this. Okay, I'll shut up. Let's get to the island. Okay, and here we are. Welcome to Boogie Bay. The dream address has been updated, so you can pay Boogie Bay a visit if you would so like to. The dream address is right on the screen, and while we're here, we might as well start out with the map. So in case you're new to my channel, I love to terraform my maps into different fun shapes. I've done crazy shapes in the past, like terraforming a whole island into the Starry Night painting. I've done a train. I've done a lot of fun shapes. For this one, I knew that since it was a Halloween theme, I wanted to have a couple different Halloween elements. So you'll see we have the jack-o'-lantern sunken pond right by resident services. We have our ghost, I guess it's a lake, river, water form. We have a ghost and we have a skull. And all around we have kind of different random land splotches to kind of add to the overall chaotic feeling of the island. I did keep the natural rivers the same in this island, which I never do, but yeah, this is my map, as you can see. You can also see my villagers, which I handpicked for this island. They are quite the neon collection. We've got Static, Charlize, Stitches, Vesta, Claudia, Cobb, Biscuit, who took me forever to find, Ed, Fuchsia, and Jitters. And those are my villagers. This is my map. Let's see the island. Okay, starting out here, you have my airport. The flag is just this code that I've used all throughout the island. You'll be able to see all of the codes used on this island or on my Pinterest, which is linked down below. Okay, so starting out, here is my main entrance. The motif I was kind of going for with the island is neon horror, in the sense of it being kind of like a weird fever dream. Everything is all over the place and like doesn't make sense. So that's kind of what we're going for. This is the main entrance. It has a nice little bridge as well as an incline up. And what's cool about this island, or mildly infuriating, is it's very hard to navigate. My last island had a whole scavenger hunt game you could play. This one doesn't have a scavenger hunt you could play, but the game is figuring out how to navigate the island, because it's tricky. But I've left you a vaulting pole and a ladder, so hopefully that'll help. Going over to the right, we have Biscuit's house. This is probably my favorite build, and it's the first one I did for the island. So I really love this. Biscuit's house is the paintball yard. As much as I can, I like to give my villagers some kind of purpose on the island, whether it be a store they run or just like highlighting something that makes me think of their personality. In Biscuit's case, it is a paintball shop because there's a lot of paint on the island, and I thought it just went. So this is this. Let's cut through here. This is our paintball arena. It's next to the jack-o'-lantern pond, which I will show you in a minute. And yeah, you'll see I like to use a lot of the same items on here. My tried and true items for this island were like glowing moss everything, paint cans, frozen things. So yeah, for this paintball arena, we just did some kind of places to hide. I thought the barrels were very paintball-ish, and the bubble machines are just kind of fun and whimsical, and what I was going for. Once you get out of the paintball arena, it'll take you back here to the pumpkin patch. I didn't want to do a very farm-like pumpkin patch because it didn't feel very neon to me. In fact, a lot of these items are not neon. If they're not neon, they're just kind of like bright, because there's not that many neon items. So we have some bright pumpkins back here. You can see Fuchsia's hanging out in resident services. Don't worry, she's not trapped. There is a vine she can climb. Except the villagers can't climb vines. So yeah, Fuchsia's trapped, you know, it's alright. We've got more pumpkins back here. This is kind of my abstract pumpkin patch. If you'd like to get down to resident services, you can go down this vine. So if you visit the dream address, this is your way up. You want to make sure you go up those vines. Otherwise, you'll be trapped here with the rest of our friends. And by trapped, I mean they chose to be down there, so it's not my fault, okay? Okay. Going over here, if we can navigate, we have some more kind of abstract nonsense until you get into the pumpkin painting area. Now, I love this area because it combines both the spooky element of pumpkins, but also the paint of the neon Halloween theme. So I love this. You could sit down here, paint some pumpkins, look at this lovely painting of a ghost that someone is doing. Sit in the froggy chairs, you know, just have a nice little neon time. Going down here, this area is actually inaccessible from this way because I'm a crazy, horrible person. So I recommend visiting this area if you're coming up from the incline where Biscuit's house is. Or you could do a little cheat sheet and go to the only unfinished beach. All the other beaches are finished. I'm not gonna lie, by the time it came down to this beach, I was like, nope. So pretend it was intentional and not because I gave up. This is the bottom half of Jitters' coffee shop. So this is the seating area, and also this is kind of like the bar. Is it a coffee shop? Is it a bar? Is it both? You get an espresso martini, maybe, something. You could hang out down here. There's kind of like an alien vibe going on for Jitters' coffee shop. He gives me coffee vibes. Coffee shop I thought was perfect, so you could feel free to pay him a visit. Now, let's go over here and let's get a better view of the sunken pumpkin pond. Out of all of the shapes that I made on this island, the pumpkin is probably my favorite one. It probably was the most difficult one. There is more footage of this in a whole video I did where I did a speed build of this sunken pumpkin pond. So if you want to see more about this, go ahead and check that video out. But yeah, here it is. I really love how it looks. It's kind of subtle. I think if you're just running around this area, you might not necessarily stop to see this, but knowing that it's here, and once you check out the map, knowing that it's here, I think it's a really fun site. I think it's a really fun site, and it is exactly the vibe of the island, so I'm really happy with how it turned out. So now back to the beginning of the island. If you go straight, you're kind of in this mishmash of miscellaneous nonsense. When in doubt, there's kind of just like miscellaneous nonsense everywhere, but I like how it looks, and I didn't want to fill this whole island with like a million stores and things. I wanted it to feel very spread out and random as much as I can. So yeah, this is the ghost we're walking on right now. There's not really a right or wrong way to go through the island, so I'm just gonna take you wherever makes sense to my brain. If you go over here, this is the start to the karaoke bar, which I'll take you there in a second. But before that, we ought to pay Static a visit and go get a tattoo at Static's tattoo shop. It is small and quaint, but I think it came out so good. I really love this. I think it is very effective with just these two cool beds, the little vending machine. We've got the little magazine racks. Maybe you're picking out your tattoos from those books. And you know, snacks back there, a little water cooler. I love it. He runs his own little small business. He's doing a great job. More just miscellaneous nonsense over here, but then we'll go and pay his neighbor a visit. This is Fuchsia's house, and Fuchsia owns the karaoke bar. So you'll see on your way in, there are some fun jukeboxes. And then once you're here, it's very pink, and it's got this very like rainbow pathing that I was so unsure about using at first because I thought it was going to be too cutesy and not enough spooky, but I think because it is so cutesy, it really does work with the island. I love the rainbow kind of feel. It feels almost like, I don't know, I equate it to like whenever you would go get your car washed and they put that like rainbow oily things on your car. I don't know anything about cars, but like there'd be rainbow at the end of the car wash. That's what this looks like. Okay, yeah. So here is this. You can have a nice little seat, watch your friends sing all of their KK Slider hits, and also just go ahead and hang out in Fuchsia's house. This is also a good time for me to mention, I did not do the interiors for this one. I always do my villager interiors. I didn't. Like I said, I sped run the end, okay? I speed ran through it. Now, if I could get down here, which I can, if we go down here, we'll get to Charlize's house. Can I get through here? Yes, I can. Okay, so this is Charlize's house. This is right on the other side of the entrance, the side that's inaccessible. So you have to go all the way around to make it here. Now for Charlize, I wasn't sure what I wanted to make at first. I settled on a playground slash kind of sporty area. So you can come over here, play on the playground, kick around the different sport balls, except they're all the same because these are the only ones that were colorful. And just have a nice little time. And that is the perfect segue into the amusement park carnival. What's an amusement park and what's a carnival? What's the difference? It's an amusement carnival thing. So going over here, you have the amusement park carnival. It is absolutely so much fun. There is craziness all over the place. Of course, I had to add in the colorful wheel because that is a staple here on this channel. Lots of fun games. You'll see this is beach I actually did decorate. There are lots of rides over here, and this perfectly connects to Stitches' house. Stitches' house is right here, and he owns the toy shop. I think of this more specifically as like when you're playing in the arcade, the spot you go to redeem your prizes. I kind of think about this like this. So Stitches' shop, where you redeem your prizes. Hopefully you get something good. Lots of little rubber duckies and creepy dolls. And then here's his actual house. And these little pumpkin carriages, well, they're big pumpkin carriages. I kind of like to think of them as maybe they're also selling things. Maybe you could go up to them and get some ice cream. Maybe you could go up to them and get some bubble tea. I feel like they're kind of like little stops along the way of the boardwalk. I thought they were super cute. Going back through Stitches' shop, you'll get back to more amusement park carnival. You have these big creepy inflatable statues that I don't know how they could be cute. They are absolutely terrifying to me. So I knew I had to use them. And I put a lot of plushies on the beach. Like I said, this beach is actually decorated. And then right here is Vesta's house. So Vesta's house is also just a part of the carnival. I guess she doesn't really have a specific store that she owns. She owns the whole darn thing. She's the boss of the carnival. Stitches is just happy to have a little spot of it, I guess. Going back here, you have more random, crazy, glow-in-the-dark things that goes all the way down through the rest of the beach. It kind of is just scattered craziness. I really hate doing the beaches. I really am not a fan of the beaches, but you know, I wanted to not have all of them be empty. I wanted to try my best for you and put in some effort, but I lost my drive and my will along the way, unfortunately. But going up here, we have my house. My house is part of the graveyard. Again, it's very scattered and all over the place. I love this checkerboard path. I use this all throughout the island. I almost didn't use it because it's not technically neon. It's kind of pastel. It's like blue and purple and black, but I think it goes really nicely to contrast the neon colors, specifically like the neon slime I have throughout, so I really enjoy that here. And you'll see just more gravestones, random stuff. My house is also not decorated, so don't go in it. And it's fine. And then going over here, oh, there's a scorpion. Love that, perfect vibe. Going over here, we have the start of kind of, it's like a loose fortune teller's area. There's not really like a fortune teller stall over here, but I think of Claudia as the fortune teller. I think she's very spirited, and I think she knows what's going on. So this is her house, so you'll see some kind of like mystical elements. We have the cauldrons over there. We have some more pink stuff because she's pink. This is her area. I think it's really cute how it turned out. It's somehow not too much and yet too much at the same time, which I really like and appreciate. Did I not put an incline up here? I did it. Okay, there's no incline up here? Who let me not put an incline up here? Okay, so there's not an incline up here, so you will have to use your ladder, but that's okay. That's fun. And up here we have the lovely Skull Pond. You could hop across it, which I think is super fun and cute. And then back here, we'll just bring you some more of the graveyard. I like to think of the museum as the mausoleum, so it's all connected to me. This is the other part of the graveyard. Say goodbye to your fallen villagers. Then going to the very far back of the graveyard, if you keep going this way, you'll make it to Cobb's house. And Cobb is our mad scientist. Now, I took a lot of heat for having Cobb on this island. Everyone told me he wasn't neon enough, but I felt like he really fit the vibe, especially being that this is inspired by Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas. Not in so much of a literal way, just in a neon spooky kind of way. Cobb really feels like mad scientist energy. I felt like he really went with it. I love how his house turned out. I have a lot of the new 2.0 science-y items over here. It's not too big of a build, but I really enjoy it. He's up to something here. I feel like he's probably up to no good, but I really like it. You see I have some tanks back here, some more machines, lots of the science pods, never enough science pods. And yeah, just more glowing moss, continuing with my tried and true items. I'm pretty sure there's not an empty square on this island. I feel like I really did fill every single square with either glowing moss or, you know, pathing, whatever. I did a lot of things and I really like how it feels. I feel like even though there aren't as many thought out big builds in this one, the island still does feel really full. And that is something I'm really happy with. Back by my house, if you run back down this incline, and instead of going back through the Carnival, if you go over to the right, you'll be able to get to the other side of the island. So again, more neon kind of random items spread about everywhere. See all of my favorite items here. Until you get over here, which is Ed's house. And Ed runs the variety kind of thrift antique store. There are a lot of different items you can buy. You'll never find what you're looking for, but you'll find something else, and that's enough, I think. So yeah, this is Ed's house. You'll see him hanging out back here. Tons of fun items, random, keeping with the vibe of everything. And if you didn't think Ed's shop was enough, that's okay, because the Able Sisters and Nook's Cranny are both back here as well. Able Sisters is over here, and then Nook's Cranny is right next to it over here. Maybe one day I'll do an island where Nook's Cranny and Able Sisters aren't next to each other, but for now, they are. And then going back here, all just continuing the neon Halloween theme. Here's our campsite, so if visitors like to stay, they can stay here in kind of like this little baby mushroom forest I have going on. This beach is decorated, and I really like how it turned out. And then yeah, just kind of scenic, glow-in-the-dark things. I don't really know how to narrate this island so much. It's kind of less specific than some of my islands where every single segment has its own specific purpose, where this one I kind of really just wanted it to feel like a flowy vibe that kind of just falls into each other. And there you guys have it. That was Boogie Bay, my neon Halloween island for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this tour. If you'd like to visit Boogie Bay, here is the dream address once again, as well as the last shot of the map. I had a lot of fun working on this island. Like I said, it was definitely a struggle for me in the end, but I really enjoyed it overall, and I can't wait for our next island together. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please be sure to give it a lovely thumbs up, as well as subscribe for more cozy, chaotic content. Leave me a comment down below letting me know your thoughts on Boogie Bay. What did you think of how the Neon Halloween Island came out? And what do you think my next theme will be? Once again, if you're curious to see my new island, you're gonna have to tune into my stream, which is tonight. Currently, it's November 28th. It'll be at 6 p.m. Eastern, but in case you missed it, you could always go back and see it. I do these islands entirely through my streams, so if you're ever curious to see my Animal Crossing island building progress, we would love to have you be a part of our crazy sloth family. Looking forward to seeing you guys soon. All of the love in the world. Bye-bye!